After going back and forth with myself for quite some time, contemplating whether I was even going to make this video, I've decided I was going to sit down and distribute this video after observing enough of certain activities that have taken place on YouTube that I feel the need to address. And I'm going to go right into what it is that I want to talk about. Before I even get into that, I want to lay out the platform for this video. There are two main things that you need to look for when it comes down to learning a lot about a person. In many cases, these two things alone might be able to sum up a person in a nutshell. And those two things are the pattern and their consistency. Within these two things alone, you can find out whether a person has legitimate purpose. You can find out whether somebody's being disingenuous with you. You can find out if you're in a relationship, whether your loved one is being unfaithful with you, or whether they're not coming correct about something, or whether you feel that something is off. These things can tell you so many different things that it's not even funny. But that's only if you know how to properly analyze them. Now, I've sat back for quite some time and watched for over a year now a certain YouTuber that I once used to have a lot of respect for. But now when I take a look at this lady, it becomes more and more disappointing in what she is engaged in, what she backs up, what she embraces, what she supports. And I'm talking about Sharon Fitz. And the reason why I'm making this video, because I really didn't want to make no video, but sitting back and observing this for quite some time, I really have no other choice but to call this out. Because here you have a woman that, if you don't know her, and I've said this before, if you have not seen this person before, or people like this, if you don't know them and you first come in contact with them, they're going to come across as if they're actually intelligent. But as time further goes on, you're going to find out how disingenuous they truly are. Now, Sharon Fitz, you've mentioned my name in one video stating how my video, or videos like mine and other people's, make you feel so depressed. And maybe the reason why they make you feel that way is because what's being said in these videos actually applies to you. It's usually the people that actually fit that description that are going to have that type of smart remark to say. Because with that being said, you can't mention not a single thing that you actually dislike about the video. But be it that it may, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but what I want to talk about is your pattern and your inconsistency in what you've engaged in for over a year now. Now, just for a little history, I knew of this woman, or I came in contact with her back in 2011 when I believe she first came into one of my videos where I was addressing somebody else, and that's how I actually found out about Sharon Fitz. And I believe at that time the channel name was Fitz0227. And I also am under the impression that 2011 was the height of her YouTube videos, where they were most consistent, where they just had substance to them. And when I first listened to her, I believed that this was a very impressive young lady. And I said, here you have a young black woman speaking and talking like she has some sense in her head. And I believe that this was something that we actually needed for the black community. But as soon as 2011 was over and the new year kicked in, well, not as soon, I'm going to say, but sometime I would say mid-2012, is when I started to see the real person behind this channel, or just what her true colors are when it comes down to these issues. Now, there was a point in time where Painless and Tommy Sotomayor were going back and forth with this woman, and I really didn't know why they were going back and forth with her. And I didn't think it was fair, because this is a woman that I felt was doing some justice. But as time furthermore went on, maybe it's starting to make just a bit more sense. And the actions that I've seen, that I've watched you engage in the ass backwards mentality, the trying to cover up your tracks, the contradictions, I must say that this is a complete disappointment. And I'm going to say this much. Sharon Fitz, you ought to be ashamed of yourself behind what you back up, what you support, what you condone. It really makes no sense. Half the things that you support on YouTube. And that was to a point where you have other people calling you out. But I'm going to take it a step further. So this video might be kind of long, but y'all got to bear with me on this, because I'm going to give you thorough breakdowns on where the problem lies. Because here you're dealing with a woman that states that she wants to see black men get their stuff together and take their rightful leadership roles. It's fair enough, but we're going to run with these two things for a little while. So I'm going to use a couple of examples to further elaborate on where it is I'm going here. Now, in order for you to want to see black men get their stuff together, that's all good and dandy, but we all know a little over a year ago, or sometime around this year, I got into my first conflict with the People's TV. And I'm not talking about the videos where we were just simply debating each other. I'm talking about when he took it a step further and tried to get me onto a phone conference to belittle and try to put down another black man. And the craziest thing is, you being a woman that would say this, but at the same time, I would turn around and see you thumbs up in a video that he put up of him putting down another black man. And you've supported a guy like this for quite some damn time, even though he has a reputation for doing this. But you would go to that video and thumbs it up. Now, some might say that that's not much to worry about, but you know, I've had people who I didn't even know of that didn't agree with what this man did. And they came to his page and said, you know what, I agree with you, or I like your videos, but this is one video I don't agree with. You shouldn't have put that brother down like that. And I was even more surprised to see the amount of dislikes that people were sending to that video versus the likes. There's another reason why he took the video down in under a week. But of course, you would be one of those few people to go there and like that video. Now, I don't take it personal, but what I find to be very strange is when you're going to thumbs up that video, but then when I make my video getting into his ass, you want to come to my video on the comment section and tell me, well, hopefully the two of y'all can get it together. Or hopefully the two of y'all can squash this. Well, what becomes strange about this is one minute you thumbs up in another man's video where he's putting down another black man for no apparent reason none whatsoever. But you want to like that, but at the same time have the audacity to come to my page and try to talk about morals and principles. Now, you might try to deny this, but this is something that I just put in my mental notes and I never spoke about it until now. So this right here makes you a hypocrite with that alone. Because if you truly wanted to see black men get it together, you would have been on both of our pages saying the same shit. Listen, why don't y'all squash this? But this shows the type of ass backwards mentality and a disingenuous attitude that you have toward a lot of different things. This is another reason why I don't take you seriously, Sharon Fitz. And when I look at you and I just sit back and shake my head and say, God damn, what a disappointment. Someone who has all that potential can become such a joke, so to speak. And it's sad when I sit back and I look at this. Now let's get into the next example. You want to tell black men to become leaders and step up and be in our rightful places as leaders. That's all good and dandy, but once again, your actions don't fall in conjunction with what you talk about. Because here you would be on a video that you made not too long ago, telling another YouTuber, another black man, listen, brother, you need to pick a side. This is your last chance to join the team. Are you serious? I mean, first of all, if you want to see black men become leaders, this means they don't run around being led by nobody. They become their own damn leaders. That's the definition of real leadership. But not only that, you would encourage another man to sit back and join this team. Pick a side. You need to choose. And just by hearing you say that alone tells me that you have too much time on your hand, that you have taken YouTube way too seriously if you believe that you have conformed an alliance with a group of people who you don't even know. And you would sit back at every possibility and every opportunity that you would get and find to chant these silly, goofy phrases. Wood grain team, baby. Wood grain for life. And you even say this in some of your videos. And the saddest part is this is not coming from children. These are not young kids on the internet doing this. These are not 17-year-olds, 14-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 20-year-olds. No, you're talking about a woman who's damn near pushing 40, who has a 15-year-old child. And then y'all wonder why I say what I say about y'all? Y'all wonder why I fear for y'all children when this is what's raising them, when this is what they have to look forward to, when their parents can't even keep their focus on what's important for their own well-being. They're too busy being on YouTube, being a bunch of fans and dick riders. I mean, come on, Sharon Fitz. You've been reduced to being a dick rider. I have never seen nothing like this in my life. Because as a grown woman, and the saddest part is you're older than a lot of these brothers. You're older than a lot of these brothers. And you're running around conducting yourself like an overgrown child. But you don't like it when people call you out on it. Now it makes sense why Painless was calling you out the way he was last year. Now it makes sense why Tommy was going on you the way he was last year. I didn't agree with it, but now it's just starting to make more sense. And if that's not bad enough, let's talk about real leadership and how a woman's supposed to conduct herself if she believes a black man is supposed to be a leader. And this is also going to verify how much of a hypocrite you are. Because here you are, a black woman who states that she has a black man, that she's with a black man. Now, I don't know anything about this guy. I don't know anything about his characteristics or his integrity. The only thing I'm doing right now is painting two different scenarios. That's all. And this is going to sum up a lot. For you to want a black man to be a leader, this should mean that you practice what you preach. You get with a man, and people would just safely assume that you would get with a black man that has the capacity to lead you. Someone who you're willing to follow. But with that being said, every chance you get, you're sitting around on YouTube talking to a bunch of men that you don't even know. Dick riding, chanting their silly catchphrases, wood grain team baby for life. This is what you're running around doing. Pledging allegiance to an alliance. I mean, it's just some phony alliance that y'all have come up with on the internet. At the end of the day, y'all don't know each other personally. Y'all have never met each other. And this is what y'all engage in. And this right here doesn't make any goddamn sense. But now, if you're doing this, then where's your allegiance to your man? Shouldn't you be down with that team? And I'm just going to sum it up in one conjunction as far as your daughter, yourself, and your man. And I'm just going to classify it under family. The only team that you should really be a part of is a team of your family. But no, you're not running around doing that. You're sitting on YouTube running around with all these ridiculous comments every chance you get. Do you not see the problem with this? But with that being said, you would talk about you want a black man to step up and be a leader? But now let's go ahead and look at another scenario for a second. What I want to know is, does your man even know that you spend so much time on YouTube doing this? If he saw these little comments that you were leaving, dick riding on somebody else's page, how would he feel about this? Would that not bother him? Would that not upset him? How would he feel about this? And if he does know that you're doing this on the flip side of things, if he does know about this, and he does know that you engage in this, then what does this say about him as a man? This says he doesn't possess any of the qualities that you state that you want to see men have, or black men have. But once again, this can also fall into another category to show the kind of black men that you're accustomed to dating, which are not meant to be leaders. Now, I'm not talking about the guy that you're with. And first, it doesn't really make any sense for me to, I'm just painting scenarios, but I caught wind of something that took place last year. And I'm starting to understand why you shut down that account. Because when you look at what this woman was engaging in, I mean, this is, nothing about this makes any goddamn sense. Because here you are, a grown woman, who would sit up and make a YouTube video. But before I go into that, let me go into this. That once again, y'all follow me here. I'm talking about, look at the broken pattern here. Look at the lack of inconsistency. They don't add up. And this is going to tell you what this woman is about right away. You would sit down and make a video and call men lames. And I believe the video was called Lames Make Me Sick or something like that. Something to that extent. And in this video, you said something that really, I had to question this, but I never said anything about it to you because I really don't care to talk to people, but I got no choice but to speak on this. In that video, you said, if a man goes outside of state to find himself true love, then he's a lame. Because he should have been able to find a woman within his own state. That's number one. Number two, you said if a man goes out of the country, it goes overseas to find true love, that makes him a lame. Because he should have been able to find somebody within his own city. This is what came out of your own mouth. Now, with that being said, within just a few short weeks or maybe about a month later, you would have a silly ass video that you would post up verifying the people who you're dating. Now, I'm going to get into that in a second, but what I want to know is, first of all, why do you feel the need as a grown woman, a 37, 38-year-old woman, who's a mother, by the way, to sit up and explain to a bunch of people who you don't know who you're dating? And it's the same thing when it comes down to some silly ass videos that you've made lately addressing some female YouTuber that lives on the other side of the world. Someone who, for the most part, who doesn't post videos, who doesn't have content on their channel, but you're running around making videos making this person relevant. What is this saying about you? You got too much time on your hands to be engaging in this shit. But if that's not enough, you want to sit up and make these videos, and the video title, and let me tell y'all something right now, before I even go into that. The one thing I don't give a damn about is what anybody on YouTube thinks of me. What y'all think of me doesn't move me one way or the other. So I'm not about to sit down and verify or explain to people who I'm dating, who I'm in a relationship with, no, I don't do that. That's not nobody's business. What y'all think of me, don't put an addition to my bank account or an indentation in my wallet one way or the other. It means nothing to me. You will never see me sit down on YouTube making a video explaining to a bunch of people who I don't even know who I'm dating. That don't make any goddamn sense. But when I looked at this video, this just furthermore shown how far below you have sunken. Because I believe the video was titled, "I'm in love with Dalu, and there's nothing you can do about it." You remember that, don't you? That's probably another reason why you took down that account. And then once again, this is coming from a grown woman, a grown black woman, who's damn near 40, making silly, childish videos. And when I listen to this, here you are, professing how much you love this guy and how special he is and blowing kisses to him. I love you, Dalu. I mean, are you goddamn serious? And when I sat back and I listened to that, you would expect shit like this out of children, out of high school teenagers. And what it reminded me of is when I was sitting in the back of a bus years ago, when I was in the back of one of these city buses. And I'm listening to two kids who just got out of school sit back and they're talking about, my ex, he's mad because he don't got me anymore, and now I'm with you, and there's nothing he can do, and he's pissed off because you don't. What? I'm like, come on, man. First of all, it's lame as hell when you listen to teenagers say silly shit like this. It's even that much worse when you listen to adults, grown women with children, sit up and make stupid, silly ass videos explaining to people or trying to rub into the faces of people you don't know who the hell you're dating. Now, if that's not bad enough, let's talk about the caliber of man that you was dating. Dalu. Now, let me say a little something about this guy, because I have absolutely no more respect for this dude. I used to watch him in 2011. I used to follow him then. I will never waste my time dealing with him again, because he has proven himself to be an absolute fucking lame. That simple. Because once again, and this doesn't even fall in conjunction with what you talk about. Because you would ask black men to step up and become rightful leaders. But at the same time, you did a bitch ass motherfucker like Dalu, a soft, weak, spineless Negro. And what verifies this, as we all know, sometime last year, Dalu got into it with Tommy Sotomayor. Now, they were going back and forth with jokes or whatever the case is, but since Dalu couldn't handle his own problems, what he decided to do, and this is what becomes, and it makes you look bad when you do this, because you call black people coons for simply having an opinion against the black community. But at the same time, you deal with a man, and since he can't fight his own battles, since he's too much of a bitch to fight his own battles, what does he do? He resorts to recruiting white folks who have nothing to do with this to come in and step in for him. He didn't just go get any old group of men. He didn't get another group of black men to come there. No, he went out and got white people to come fight this battle for him. And you don't got nothing to say about that. That doesn't make him a coon. That doesn't make him a buck dancer, a house Negro, an Uncle Tom. None of the above, huh? But you can sit up and date a guy like this. A man who has no spinal cord, no backbone, no integrity. You know what's funny? For you to come at LA and tell him to join teams, you got to give this brother just a little respect, because this is a man that says he doesn't do teams. And I can respect a man that can hold his own. I respect anybody who can hold their own and don't need to run with no damn team to get their point across. But when you look at Dalu, and if that wasn't bad enough that he resorted to the hands of white people because he couldn't get his point across, once he realized that he still couldn't get his point across or accomplish what he wanted to accomplish, after that, he resorts to document dropping. personal information about another man. Now, I don't have a problem with him because he has a disagreement with another person on YouTube. No, that's not my issue. I can still hold respect for a person if you decide to engage somebody in a discussion and you say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and put my best foot forward, and whether I come out on top or whether I take a loss, it's whatever. I'm going to leave it within the lines of YouTube. I'm not going to take it where it don't need to be. Because you can still hold on to your respect, your integrity, your dignity as a man. But of course, not this guy. Which is another reason why his bitch ass deleted his account. Also, Tommy furthermore proved how much of a lame this guy was just a couple of months back, when this lame would sit back and make a silly rap video. And this tells you how ridiculous and how that this man really don't have any friends. Because if this man had friends in his life, true friends who really gave a damn about him, they would have told his whack ass a long time ago that you can't rap. Somebody would have told him this. Listen, homeboy, I'm your boy. I gotta tell you this. But you just not cut out for this work. Go back to school, pick up a trade, get you a hammer, a screwdriver, pick up a book, leave this shit alone. You're not cut out to be no damn rapper. And I'll give you a few other examples in a second. Because Tommy exposed how much of a wannabe this guy really is. Where he made a video and he's standing in front of a Mercedes-Benz that we know isn't his. And then on top of that, he's wearing the jewelry in the video that don't even belong to him. And you see how ass backwards he is, because you see on 1 minute the chain is on him and the next minute the chain is on some dyke chick. This already explains enough about this shit. But what's funny about a guy like that, and a lot of you brothers have done this as well, you get caught out there looking stupid. So what y'all decide to do is take the video down, and then y'all want to accuse somebody of flagging your whack asses. Ain't nobody flagged your shit. No. The man knew he looked stupid, so that's why the video went down. But you can't be serious, and this is the guy that you date, Sharon Fitz. Now, let me say something else about the Lou before I go into the next set of subjects. LA made a rap video toward him a while back. And when I seen this video, this shit had me rolling. That shit had me rolling. I gotta call it as it was. That video was hilarious. Now, Dalu wanted people to now give their opinions on the video. So what Dalu did was he took LA's rap song and he put his song and then he put one of his own songs in that same video combined. And he wanted people's opinion about both videos and which was better. Now, as far as rap is concerned, I don't keep up with rap anymore. I used to, but not anymore. I don't watch it. I feel it's a waste of time. But I know one thing. I've been to enough underground battle raps to know how this game is supposed to be played. If somebody comes at you with a 16 and it's a battle rap, you're supposed to come right back at him with a 16 battle rap. But of course, Dalu couldn't do this. So this is what Dalu does. He presents LA's video, which is a video destroying his monkey ass. And which is rather sad the way he got destroyed. But just to show you how stupid this guy is, and once again, this goes back in the same analysis that I've made in the last video and several other videos about the steak that you never dissect. And here you're dealing with a Negro who doesn't want to deal with the source of the issue, which is a battle rap. What you do is you go around the bush and and I'm going to show you how he did this. Because he presents LA's video, and then he goes into putting in one of his shitty videos. And what shows you how stupid he is and how he doesn't know how to engage a situation is you have a battle rap song on one end in the beginning of the video, and then you present in response to that a goddamn love song. Are you serious? Like, come on, you don't understand what you're getting yourself into? Supposedly you're a producer and a rapper and you're signing artists, but you don't even understand the dynamics or the environment that you're dealing with when someone's presenting a battle song to you, that you respond with a love song? What does it tell you about him? I don't need to go any further to prove that this guy's a fucking lame. I see why he closed down his account. I see why he has a rap channel that never excels. Because nobody's going to listen to that garbage. Say what the hell y'all want to say. It is what it is. But now let me jump into the next set of subjects. But this is the kind of guy that you date, Sharon Fitz. This is who you dated, who you're flying out of state to see or got flying in the state to come see you. And I'm sure if y'all are doing that, y'all are having sex with each other. And this is the type of guy that you would sleep with or consider your man, that you would make a silly ass video professing how much you love him. I love you, Dalu, and there's nothing you can do about it. You serious? And if that wasn't bad enough, I also caught wind of another channel that you had where you was addressing painless. And here I am looking at a 37, 38-year-old woman, grown woman with a child, who's making ridiculous rap videos toward another man. I mean, what do y'all got to say about this? I mean, this don't make any goddamn sense. And this is the reason why I say, Sharon Fitz, you're not equipped to speak on black issues. Because everything that, and I'm going to go a little deeper into this as well. Because everything that you have engaged in thus far has put you on a platform to look utterly ridiculous. No other way I can say it. But with that being said, I want to also point out something else. Because here when you got people calling you out, you make people relevant when they're not even relevant. And I got to say something or run with something that the religious snitch said in one of his videos. With all this wood grain team baby and wood grain for life, if your family seen you doing this, I'm not talking about your wood grain, I'm talking about your family, the team that you should be representing. If they seen you on the internet making ridiculous videos, how would they feel? Would they ask you, like, Sharon, are you okay? I mean, are you good? What's up with you? I mean, what you doing? And my question to you is, what the fuck happened? What happened to the woman who actually made thought-provoking videos? What happened? I mean, how did you go from making excellent content to becoming a dick rider, to being reduced to being a fan? And I really can't stand fans because fans are just dick riders. And you're sitting around here ever so gently, ever so smoothly, riding dicks. I mean, come on, you're making no damn sense, woman. You really need to take a look at yourself in the mirror. And maybe this explains why you shut down those other accounts you had. Maybe this explains why now when you make videos, you hardly ever show your face. My question is to you, you barely ever make a video where you're recording in front of a camcorder. So what do you do when you sit down and you make this? Are you sitting down and do you even overview your videos before you actually upload them? Or do you just sit down in front of some cheap ass microphone and record and upload at the same time? I mean, what the fuck do you do? I mean, this doesn't make any damn sense for you as a grown woman to sit around engaging in what you're engaging in. I can talk to my wood grain family. If you needed some money right now, would any of them donate a single dime to you? Seriously, I mean, this is what I want to know before y'all run around classifying somebody or people that you don't know as family. The problem is with you Negroes, y'all don't know where your loyalty lies. That's why you're so fucked up. This is another reason why it's so easy for people to come into the community and deceive your asses, take advantage of you, pimp you. This is why this happens, because y'all have no critical thinking skills. With all of you Negroes that are running around believe that you have some type of allegiance or alliance to some damn YouTube internet beef, this shows that you don't have a goddamn life. And I gotta say this again, you Negroes need supervision. You Negroes need parental controls. You Negroes don't need to have access to the internet, because it has led to your own detriment and your own downfall. And the saddest part is you play the biggest role in this. Now let's take it a step further, because people have been challenging you left and right, and when I listen to your videos, you flip-flop all over the place. You don't have consistency. You play the cards of convenience of what makes you look good, and at the end of the day, none of this makes you look good. It's so easy to call you out on what you're doing because you're not paying attention to your actions. Your actions don't add up to your words. It's that simple. Because here you got people asking you, how do you support certain activity? Now, mind you, I mentioned how you're running around and you're addressing a YouTuber who doesn't even make videos. Let's just leave it at that. Who don't even make videos. And I've seen this chick come to my page before. I don't address half of these people that come to my page. And I'll be damned if I'm going to sit down and make a video about somebody who don't even make videos. That don't make any damn sense. But you sitting around, well, this chick and she's doing this. And I mean, come on, man. Seriously, you need to get yourself together. Making somebody relevant who should be completely irrelevant to you. What does that say? But at the end of the day, you can address that. Now, supposedly this person was a part of wood grain, whatever y'all call this. But at the same time, you got yourself making videos, professing how much you like certain YouTubers. And the last video that you made, and I'm sitting here and I'm listening to this, and it's really just becoming a headache to me to listen to you backtrack and buck dance all around your foolish mentality and what you've been spewing all over the internet. Because here you would say you don't condone, or what you don't condone. I don't condone grown men running around roasting each other and insulting each other. Because we have children or teenagers that watch these videos, and something about an example. Don't hold me at it word for word. But this is what you said in your last video. Now, Sharon Fitz, you need to pay good, close attention on what it is that you say, because you make yourself look stupid. Because it was just a few months back when you made a video, and I've referenced this in one of my videos, that you was the same woman running around saying, well, you know what, with these guys roasting in their costumes, and they're doing this and they're doing that, it's a breath of fresh air. So what is it, Sharon Fitz? You don't condone it, or is it a breath of fresh air? You got to make some sense here. You can't play both sides of the fence. No, it don't work that way. And just to show you the ass backwards hypocrisy that you've been displaying all over the goddamn place. Because here you make videos and you're giving support videos to guys like Jimmy. Oh, you know, I caught one of his video. He's funny as hell and he talks some real shit. This is what you said. And when this whole thing started falling apart as well, you made another video and you mentioned his name. You mentioned a couple of other people. I'm only going to talk about him. And you mentioned, well, Jimmy, we need you guys. We need y'all to keep it together so we can keep on roasting these coons. Once again, you either condone it or you don't condone roasting. You don't get to play the cards of convenience when it's convenient for you to have people now roasting other people. That don't make any damn sense, no. But now, speaking of Jimmy, I knew of this guy for a while. And honestly, when I look at him, something is wrong with him. The guy is sick. He honestly disgusts me. He's a poor excuse for a man. He's the scum of the fucking earth. He's a goddamn joke. And the reason why I say this is because when you're listening to a grown man who's a martial arts expert, and last time I checked, they're supposed to teach you discipline. Not to run around engaging in fights or whatever, but let's just push that to the side for a minute. This is the same man that will leave other YouTubers personal messages, threatening their wives, threatening their children, talking about a man's dead brother. And other YouTubers have asked you about this. They've asked you about this. And every time you have something to say, you come up with some half-ass, weak, shitty excuse. Well, I'm not a part of that, and I'm not responsible for that. But wait a second. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to what I'm saying here. Because for those of you that think that she might have cleared her name and made herself look good, no, pay close attention, because that's not what it is. The same woman would sit up and say she's not a part of that and she's not responsible and she doesn't. And this is also what you said. You don't feel the need to address Wood Grain team members publicly, so you do it privately. Sharon, you must think I'm crazy. Because if you think you're going to run that half-ass excuse on me, or anybody else, listen, let me make something perfectly clear. As I told y'all, consistency and patterns can tell you a whole lot about a person. Now, I want y'all to pay attention where the pattern ain't adding up, and the damn sure ain't no consistency. I'm going to call you out on your bullshit now. Y'all better pay attention to me and follow where I'm going with this, because at the end of the day, you don't feel the need to address other Wood Grain members when they engage in certain behaviors. That's funny. But you can make videos professing how these are your brothers and how, you know, they're funny and you enjoy their stuff. You can make videos talking about how much you care about these guys, but meanwhile, if they're out of pocket, and if someone's talking about it, here's another thing that makes you ass backwards. Because you're the same woman that made videos in support of Jeannie Burlesque. Now, if that's how you feel, I really don't have a problem with that. But my problem with you is you're not consistent in what you do. So 1 minute you're making support videos for Jeannie Burlesque, talking about how she's kicking your asses and this and that, and stop coming at her because she has a white husband, etc., etc. Fair game. But once again, pay attention where the pattern is broken here. Because now you got people on that same team of yours that are going in on her, that are talking about her white husband because of him being white, talking all this stupid shit, but you don't have nothing to say about that. Not a single goddamn thing. That's funny. Nothing. You remain silent on that. Oh, it's not, it had nothing to do with me. This is what you're saying. And that's a half-ass cop-out. No, it ain't gonna fly with me. No, not for one goddamn second. If that's not enough, you address people behind the scenes, which we all know is bullshit. We know it's bullshit, and it is an excuse for you to use so you don't have to be held accountable or people can't see the wool that you're trying to throw over their faces. Because at the same time, you can make not one, but at least 3 to 4 different videos addressing some blinger chick that lives all the way across the seas. Someone who don't show their face, someone who barely make videos, but you feel the need to make videos addressing this person because, well, this Wood Grain team member is foul and she's doing this and she's doing that and I gotta call it out. But you can't call out other people when they're out here actually degrading other black women. When you got a guy that's telling Jeannie Burlesque that her husband should fuck her in her ass, do all this crazy shit. So this is what you're dealing with, but you ain't got nothing to say about that. Nothing. You remain silent. You know why you're losing your touch, Sharon? It's because you've backpedaled over yourself. People are seeing it. People have seen it for a long time. Painless seen it. Tommy's seen it. And that's the reason why they were going in on you. Now I'm seeing it, and a whole lot of other people are seeing it. Well, I've been seeing it for a while. I just never felt the need to address it. But I gotta call you out for who and what you are, which is a hypocrite. And it's a disgrace that a woman like you, so much potential, but you have no integrity. You have no substance. You have no potency, no efficiency, nothing to you. All it is just you being wish-washy and switching up all over the place. Your allegiance and your loyalty lies to a group of people who you don't even fucking know. What is it saying about you as a grown-ass woman? If you just spend just half of that time that you're on the internet addressing people and chanting, "Wood Grain Team, baby," your daughter would probably be that much better off. If you have a relationship with a man and a child, I don't understand how grown parents who have men in their lives and have children got so much time to be on the internet pledging allegiance to a goddamn team. Y'all got too much time on your fucking hand. And this becomes deeply disturbing. And when I look at you, I'm just sitting back with utter disgust. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? As a grown woman, what is wrong with you? That you would sit back and engage in this and think that this is okay and not see a problem. There ain't not much you can say about other people. Can you really get mad when somebody has an opinion about you, when they see you for who and what you are? Because you're backpedaling, you're backtracking, you're buck dancing, ass kissing, dick riding. This is what you're doing. And this is another reason why I fear for children to have to be raised by people such as yourself. Because you don't have nothing of intellect to teach them how to troubleshoot, how to problem solve, and I've tried to tell people time and time again, my videos make you feel depressed? Really? Really? Because I'm speaking the truth. The one thing about me, whether people love me or hate me, they will watch me. Because at the end of the damn day, I'm not here to kiss nobody's ass. I have a position, I remain consistent in my position, and that's how I've gotten my content across for the past damn near 3 years now, since I've been on YouTube. This is how so many people know of me. And it's not to talk about me having a big channel or whatever, but if people want to know how you get respected, that's one of the ways you do it. You don't run around kissing nobody's ass. You don't run around being a fucking follower to people who you don't even know. That doesn't make any damn sense. And when I'm listening to grown people, a grown woman, and I'm looking at all the ass backwardsness that you deal with, and then all the people that you were once cool with and now you're beefing with. I mean, it says enough about you. It says enough about you. I really don't know how much further I can go with this here. But if you, I've said this time and time again, you cannot refute logic with emotion. If you want to get your point across, you cannot do that by cracking jokes on people. You cannot sit down in front of the court of law or in front of a judge trying to explain your case with a roast. It's not going to get you nowhere. This is another reason why it's so easy for Negroes to get picked apart the way we do. Because the majority of you are thinking like this, and with this alone, you ain't gonna get nowhere. You're gonna be stuck in the same predicament that you've been stuck in for so many goddamn years, and you ain't gonna have nobody else to blame behind this shit. Because you can't even put these simple puzzle pieces together. I've told y'all this before, I've been saying it again, and I'm gonna keep on drilling it home to y'all, whether you like it or not. Now, you need to take a good look at yourself in the mirror, Sharon Fitz, because right now, you are an embarrassment. And you need to feel ashamed of yourself, of what you have been reduced to and what you've allowed yourself to stoop down to. Because at the end of the day, you're an embarrassment to yourself and you're an embarrassment to others around you. But then again, if you've watched my channel before, then you realize my channel is in the defense of those who think logic and those who make sense.